Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Reading with a Ranger this week. My name is Catherine. I'm a park ranger for San Mateo County Parks, and today I'm at Memorial County Park. Memorial Park is still closed after the fires that happened nearby, but it'll hopefully open in the new year. Today our topic is take a hike. So typically in a normal year we have an awesome take a hike program where you can go out with our ranger staff and go on fun hikes at a bunch of different parks that we have. But this year we have a take a hike challenge in lieu of that program, and it's a self-guided challenge where you can go out to a variety of parks, 7 of them, and if you finish all of those parks then you can get a fun prize. So you should check out on our website, just take a hike challenge, Google that, and it'll come up and you can go out and explore. So today's books are all about exploring different parks, exploring the forest. And the first one is called A Walk in the Forest by Maria Deck. This is published by Princeton Architectural Press. In the forest, wonders await. As countless as the trees. It's the best playground ever. Run wild in the jungle. In the forest, you can shout as loud as you want. Follow footprints. And see where they lead you. Look. Find treasure. Flowers and feathers, pine cones and stones, a lizard's tail. All is small in the forest and is big. And deep. Wade in. The birds have secrets, so do the trees. Listen. You might meet a fox. Be patient. The forest is full of burrows, hollows, and nests. Every animal has its own hiding place. Build a shelter. Play hide and seek. When night falls in the forest, it is magical. And maybe a little scary too. You'll go there tomorrow when you're older. All right, that was A Walk in the Forest by Maria Deck. Okay, our next book is actually a really fun educational book called Can You Hear the Trees Talking? Discovering the Hidden Life of the Forest. And it's written by Peter Wohlleben. And it's really interesting because it goes through a bunch of different questions about trees and forests. So it's a very long book. This is published by Greystone Kids. It's got lots and lots of different questions. So we're going to go through this over time. We're going to start with chapter 1, How Trees Work. A tree has a huge body, and just like yours, that body is made up of many different parts. It has structures that are similar to your skeleton, blood vessels, and skin. But what does it do, say, when it wants to take a breath of air or drink of water? And how do trees grow to be so big anyway? So we're going to go through the first couple of questions, but we'll just do this on a rotating basis. So we're going to start out with, how do trees breathe? How do trees breathe? Leaves are very important to trees because trees use their leaves to make food. When trees are hungry, and they are always hungry, they just hold their leaves up to the light. Leaves mix water with certain parts of the air to make sugar. To do that, they need energy, and they get this energy from the sun, from the light. Wait a minute. Leaves use air? Does this mean they can breathe just like you? Yes, leaves breathe in and out through their mouths, which they can open and shut. These mouths even have lips just like yours, but there's one big difference. A tree doesn't have just one mouth, it has thousands. They are all very tiny, and they're located on the undersides of leaves. When it's very hot and dry, trees close their mouths because they lose lots of water when they breathe, just like you do. Here's a picture of what tree mouths look like under a microscope. It's right over here. The camera's backwards. It's challenging. Sorry, everyone. This is what they look like up close. Under a microscope. If you close your mouth, you won't suffocate because you can still breathe through your nose. When it's dry outside and a tree shuts its many mouths, it doesn't suffocate either because it can still take in air through its bark and its roots. Larches are one of just 3 conifers that turn yellow in the fall, and they shed their needles for the winter. That's this picture here. The upper surface of the leaves have a waxy coating which often makes them shiny. The sun shines on the top of the leaves, and because the leaves are so thin, they can easily dry out. The wax makes them thicker so they can hold in moisture, and this keeps them healthy. The leaves of each species of tree look different. There's also a big difference between deciduous trees and conifers. Deciduous trees have big, flat leaves, and the leaves of conifers are narrow and pointed like needles, and they can prick you. This is how conifers protect themselves so that deer won't eat them. In the winter, deciduous trees, like some oak trees and maples, they drop their leaves. But conifers, like the redwoods behind me, they hold on to their leaves, to their needles. And they do this because many of them live where it's very cold. The winters are long and the summers are short. It's better for those trees to stay green the whole time. That way they can start to make sugar whenever a warm day arrives. If they had to wait to grow new leaves first, summer would be over before they had time to make any food. Flat leaves are very sensitive and they don't really like cold weather. The leaves of deciduous trees, such as oak and beech, would freeze on the first frosty day. That's why these trees drop their leaves before winter time. The needles of spruce trees and other conifers contain oil that protects them from freezing. But there are a few conifers that behave like deciduous trees, like the larch that we show over here, and the dawn redwood and the bald cypress, and their needles turn yellow and fall off. And some people might think these trees are dead in the winter, but they're just sleeping through the cold time of the year. All right, so that's how trees breathe, and we will come back to that book every now and then and find out something different about different types of trees and forests. All right, our next book today is called The Hike by Allison Farrell. This is published by Chronicle Books of San Francisco. The Hike, Allison Farrell. Here's a fun little book that she's going to bring with her on the hike. Yoo-hoo! Almost ready? Just one more cut. Just a few more feathers. This is the Three Sisters Garden. We are going on a hike. Wren, Elle, and Hattie, and their dog, Bean. They found a mountain chickadee in the tree, and a chipmunk in the bush, and there's a red fox, and a bumblebee, and a fun type of plant. They're going to Buck Mountain. They also found a Stellar's jay feather and snowberry. It's our favorite thing to do, to go hiking. And these are all the fun things that they're seeing on their hike. They're seeing fairy ring mushrooms, porcupine quill, the Stellar's jay going, well, you can probably hear them in the background of my video. We've got little owls, barred owls in a knothole on the tree. A deer fern. There's our chipmunk friend. English ivy, Oregon grape, all sorts of things. In the beginning, we run like maniacs. Wait for me! Here's some other things they see. A swarm of bees, some wild columbine, a chipmunk nest underground. Let's see. A flock of birds in the distance, and their dog going arf. Until a ripe patch of thimbleberries slows us down. I also see a Douglas fir burrow. Today I am at Memorial County Park in Lamar. Unfortunately, it's still closed after the fires. They're doing lots of work here, but hopefully it'll be open pretty soon and you can all come and visit. There's a western toad they also are seeing. Elle teaches us how to make leaf baskets. Like this, Elle? Yep. This is Wren's sketchbook that she brings on the hike. And it has instructions for how to make a leaf basket. It looks like they're using maple leaves or snowberry leaves. We may have eaten one too many berries. Is that possible? I thought we were saving some for later. Let's see, we've got a pileated woodpecker. We have those at Memorial Park too. And their dog found something running into the log. And there's some turkey tail mushrooms there. I just saw some of those earlier today as well. And along this bottom of this page is called a nurse log. Nurse logs are logs that have fallen down and they're decaying, but they have other trees that are growing out of them, like this tree. The hike gets steep and the trail narrows. There's a porcupine climbing up the tree. Ah, Hattie, how did you get up there so fast? Boo! They've got some redwood sorrel. We have some of that behind me too. We get lost. Which way is north? Pretty sure we're not supposed to cross a river yet. Looks like they have their trail map upside down. They've got a stand of alder trees. Those are ones that like to grow by creeks. They love being near water. They've got some oyster mushrooms on this tree over here. Those are just coming out now with all the rain too. Did we go left after the berry patch? Right, I think. Ren, what's another word for blue? Azure, cerulean, cobalt? Ren's sketchbook. We are halfway there. Looks like she got her trail map right side up again. In no time, we get back on track. Speaking of tracks, who made these? Do you see the animal tracks going across the creek? A deer walks past. Bean sneezes. Bean is their dog. Achoo. It's a white-tailed deer. There's a western swallowtail butterfly. That chipmunk's still following them. The deer vanishes so quick, we wonder if it was ever really there. What do you think scared the deer? A light rain comes and goes. The birds are happy. We listen to them chirp and chatter in the trees. Elle says, "This is the river we were looking for, right, Hattie?" Here's Ren's sketchbook. Yep. They saw Anna's hummingbird, a mountain chickadee, and a mountain bluebird. Hattie gets tired and Elle offers to carry her. I said, "We can't hear you. I said 30 minutes to the top." They're going up past a waterfall. Soon, Elle is tired too. Oh, we almost missed some fun little critters on this part. Found a banana slug and some king bolete mushrooms. Giddy up. I can't do this much longer. Ride's over, everyone. Brr, it's getting chilly. Look at, she carried both of her friends on her back up the hill. At the top, Ren takes out her flag. Elle reads her poem, and Hattie releases feathers into the wind. We did it. And now they're on their way back down. And they found some Indian paintbrush along the way. And they're getting back late enough that they can see a bunch of constellations in the sky. What's your favorite constellation? Anyone who's watching? All right, here's some notes from Ren's sketchbook. Some things I saw today. She saw a Stellar's jay. She said it's smart, noisy, and is in the Corvidae family along with the crows, ravens, magpies, and jays. She described the barred owlets she saw, the little baby owls. And she looked at the nurse log that we talked about. It's a horizontal age tree, a nurse for young trees and other wildlife. Just like Wren, you can, here's some more pages from her notebook. Just like Wren, when you go out on your hike or out into nature, you can take notes of what you see, because that way you can remember it better and you can learn, and next time you can know more when you go out and visit. See, Myrna said her favorite constellation is Orion. That's one of my favorites too, because it's one of the easiest for me to spot in the sky. Here's another page from her notebook. She's describing some of the plants she saw and some of the animals. She's doing, it looks like a word map of all the different things about them. Nocturnal, lives in tree hollows, the diet for the porcupine. Lots of fun things. All right, so that was The Hike by Allison Farrell, and that was published by Chronicle Books in San Francisco. All right, so this is our last book today. I just wanted to say, if you want to join the Take a Hike Challenge, I highly encourage you to do so. You can look it up on our website, and it's a lot of fun. You get to go out and see a bunch of our different parks and stop at different locations along the hike, take a picture with you and your family or your household that you go with, and then you can send me those photos and we'll get you set up with a fun prize. I do also want to mention that after these beautiful rains we've been having recently, we are having mushrooms pop out, which is really cool. Lots of different fungi emerging from the forest floor, but I do want to remind you that you cannot pick any of the fungi in our San Mateo County parks because they are part of the natural landscape here, and you cannot remove any of the natural pieces of the park here. So please do not pick any mushrooms. If you come and visit any of our San Mateo County parks, you can take lots of great pictures and post them to places like iNaturalist to get identifications if you're interested. And if you do visit other places or private property, just make sure that you know what you're picking, because there are some mushrooms out there that are poisonous. So you just want to make sure you absolutely know what you're picking if that's what you do on different other property. But at San Mateo County Parks, all you can do are take pictures, maybe sketch in your notebooks if you bring a sketchbook too. All right, well, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next week. Enjoy this beautiful last bit of 2020, and we're gonna get started in the new year next Saturday. All right, have a great day. Bye.